Hello everyone, how is it going? Welcome back to another video. All right, guys. So in this video, we actually have a guest with us tonight, and we're going to discuss a little bit about injustice too, about YouTube and stuff. So like a casual conversation with the man himself, Sigvald the Grim. There he is, guys.
Hello there.
Uh, so Sigvald, how is Romania? How's the weather?
It's fine.
Still snowing, I guess.
No, we don't have any snow.
Oh,
The people are like global warming is not real. Boy, I have not seen snow in a while. And when I was younger,
okay.
there used to be tunnels on the walkways
Mm-hmm.
so you could pass through the snow.
Okay, nice, nice. Well, I actually always thought that most of the European countries have snow, but yeah, I'm,
We
I'm,
we
I'm
do
actually.
have snow, but
Huh?
it did snow a bit, but only a little bit.
Oh, okay, okay. But anyways, let's directly jump into Injustice to Mobile. So yeah, Injustice to Mobile is currently seeing some downfall, I guess. There have been a lot of bugs, but there are a couple of good things like Beast Boy. There is Gemstone. But there are also a lot of bugs introduced like Manta. Like this guy it basically makes people crazy. It's been sometimes. When I actually started playing against this guy, I read the passive first time when I played with this guy against Manta. I read his passives and I was like, okay, looks like piece of cake. But when I started fighting him, I was like, dude, what the hell is happening? The Raven's darkness cannot be stacked. Dr. Fate's passives does not work. Then after a few seconds, I realized that okay, guys, this is a bug. So have you faced anything like that while facing any other sub boss or like someone like Manta himself?
Yeah, only Manta. It's only a bug with Manta, and thankfully that bug is kind of fixed if you're using Batman the Drown. Batman the Drown for some reason works.
Exactly.
But like overall,
Mhm.
I don't feel like there are that many bugs nowadays compared to other periods, actually.
Right. And actually, there was this rumor. I don't know. I saw a video online actually, and I wanted to ask this to you. That this guy actually uploaded a video. He did not mention any sources where he got this information from, but he said that the Injustice 2 mobile specifically might come to an end. Like Injustice Gods Among Us. I'm not sure if this was like a genuine thing or something, but it was just a rumor that they will probably stop updating the game, like they usually do by introducing new characters, raids. So I don't know if you guys, if you know about this or if you have heard about this before.
All I did, I saw the upload from Harambe Gaming. I think
Harambe,
that's all
yes.
I don't really believe it because
Hmm.
first of all, this game made a lot of money. If you're unaware how it works for NetherRealms, what they do is suck up money out of
Hmm.
mobile games.
That's
They
right.
they put very little money in them, and then they put that money into the big titles they release for PC. And this game,
Right.
even though it might be making less money than it did in the past, it's still making
Mhm.
money.
Right. So money is like it's always been money. Even I've played Mortal Kombat Mobile before. I mean, in order to max a diamond character in Mortal Kombat Mobile, it probably would take you ages. If you are not spending money on the game, it will probably take you ages to max out that particular diamond character when it comes to MK Mobile. And this game is particularly, one of those games which is a little easier to, max out a legendary character, or let's say to get the gears if you have tons and tons of gems. But still, there are times, what happened. I don't know if you saw that video or not, but a couple of weeks ago, I actually spent close to 10,000 gems on this Beast Boy's power up chest. And how many gears I got? Zero.
What? From
Zero
10,000
gears.
gems? Oh
From
boy.
10,000 gems, we got zero gears. That was like, I was like, for a moment, I was like, dude, what the hell is going on, man, over here? Because I don't know what happened. What I usually do is, whenever I open a chest, I have this kind of a little ritual that I follow. It's a funny thing, I just go ahead and open some basic chests, and I try to just get the system a little warmed up. And it has actually worked out for a couple of times in the past before, and I basically got a couple of legendary drops, and that was it, and then I kept on spending and opening chests, those power up chests, and at the till the end I did not even get a single drop. I got two drops for 40 shots, and that was it. That was like my most unluckiest opening. I think probably in the history of Injustice 2, that was like the most unluckiest opening that I did.
Yeah, you got extremely lucky, but backwards.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
in relation to the warming up the system, I
Hmm.
do not believe one bit in that. You know, me and my friends used to go gambling, but not
Okay.
like gambling heavy sums because we didn't even have that much money there. But in
Hmm.
Romania, when you go into a casino, you also tend to get free drinks, and we would
Okay.
put sums that were very small on the machines, and we would play on very small
Hmm.
sums, and we would get drunk as fuck at one fourth of the price. And while I was there, I saw a guy who I don't know if you're familiar with slot machines or with
Yes,
gambling,
yes.
but there's something like there are some games that have like a special feature, and whenever
Mhm.
that special feature hits, there was a guy right next to me. I didn't know that guy. It was just a random guy, and
Okay.
whenever that started, he started pressing all buttons like a monkey, thinking that that would make the special feature do
Changes luck.
something more.
Yes,
I think
right.
that's kind of the same thing with opening some basic chess in just to
Yeah,
mobile.
as I
I mean,
said,
look,
it's just a ritual, that I like to do. It's I got it a couple of times only. But I just try to make the video a little interesting. But yeah, sometimes it worked and sometimes it did not. So I don't completely trust that system.
as long as it helps you feel better about it, all
Yes,
the more power to you, man.
exactly. Right. So big question. So since we are looking at your channel, I think you probably started at around 2019, I guess, 2020.
I think 2020.
Yes, right. Because I think it's been almost like 5 years, 4 years now. So what was the reason why you started YouTube? I mean, there are a lot of tons and tons of other games to play, like console games, and there are these high-end games which can bring a lot of viewers actually. And to be honest, I think you have that trick. A lot of people fail to bring in new audience. A lot of people fail to bring in new content to upload on a daily basis. But you got that trick. So what made you choose Injustice 2 over the other games? Like, do you can you put some light on that?
Oh boy, we're getting we're getting a little bit into the Jigsaw story here because
Oh, okay.
you're familiar with Jigsaw Gaming, right?
Yes, yes, I'm familiar. Yes.
Me and him used to be friends back in the day, and he
Mhm.
was doing YouTube for Injustice Mobile
Okay.
earlier than me, and he was playing Injustice Mobile, and I was kind of playing it, but not that seriously. And I
Okay.
randomly dropped Darkside, and he asked for my account to do a video with Darkside, and he was like, "Why don't you make a YouTube account and post some videos with Darkside?" I'm like, "Fine, I'll do it." And
Okay.
it just kind of started from there. So yeah, if
Mhm.
Jigsaw Gaming didn't exist, the SIGVALD's Injustice Mobile wouldn't exist.
Oh no, I actually, to be honest, I actually read a comment a long time ago. I've been following Injustice to YouTubers from a very long time, including yourself, Alter, and Jigsaw. So I've actually seen you commenting on Jigsaw's videos that one of the best. I'm sorry, I saw Jigsaw commenting on your video that you basically were one of the, basically one of those who is actually making really good guides on the builds, for these different
Yeah,
characters.
don't mind that. Don't mind that. When I started YouTube, and
Mhm.
I was also kind of doing that on his videos at that point, because he
Yes.
kind of instructed me to do it like it was a little bit of a circle jerk, okay?
Okay. Yes. So, I mean, the guy is gone now. We all know what happened, and I'm guessing he's not he's not coming back. Maybe not on that same channel at least, or not on the same game at least. And let's not go over there. Let's keep it strictly towards
Yeah.
Injustice too. Right. And so, what's up with this guy? I think you also did a few videos with Alter, right? Now, this guy is vanished completely. I mean, he comes in, goes out. Sometimes does live streams and stuff like that. Plays Call of Duty. So, have you tried to play any other game, or like it's just purely Injustice too?
I mean, I am playing other games, and I have recently started recording some stuff and
Hmm.
making some videos and uploading some stuff, but I'm not gonna tell anybody what game that
Okay.
is, and I'm not gonna tell anybody that's me on that channel because I want a fresh start. I don't want to circle jerk off
Right.
of my audience or however many people are gonna follow to that game who they just come there for me and they get bored in a few days.
Hmm.
I want that to grow organically. But yeah, I'm doing
Right.
some other game too.
That's actually a great idea. Because this audience that you currently have, maybe they're just too focused on getting content on Injustice too. And if we basically start a new channel, it creates different opportunities to get in new viewers. And if
Right.
probably yes.
Excuse me. Right now, I have like 800 hours in this game. I might as well record the way I'm playing because I'm simply good at that game that I'm starting to make videos for
Mhm.
because I've played 800 hours and because I enjoy it. So I might as well. It's just like a side project. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. But yeah, I
Okay.
can't really upload anything else onto the Ingest Mobile channel. Like that's the
Right.
dumbest thing you can do. Because my friends at some points are like, yo, why don't you upload my real life friends? Why don't you upload some other games? Because nobody's
Right.
gonna fucking watch them. They are subscribed for
Exactly.
just to mobile.
Exactly. So, to be honest, when I started YouTube, I did a ton of games. I used to upload Contest of Champions. I used to upload Mortal Kombat. I used to upload Injustice 2, in hopes of at least getting one video viral that will give me subscribers. But then after a few days, I realized that this is not the way it works. You got to pick one game. You got to get the game, you got to get really good in that game, get to know everything about that game, and then you upload some videos that will basically help other people so that they will come and watch more. So what was your strategy in the beginning?
In the beginning, I think I was going a bit too hard on the editing side of things, and I was
Mhm.
putting too much time in my thumbnails. And by all means, I don't want to say that you should deliver to people garbage content, but being a
Right.
daily uploader, people care more to get their daily dose of civil, their daily video, rather than me spending more time on editing and coming up with a more edited video once a week. So but yeah, at the start I didn't even edit on PC. I was editing on the shitty app on the phone, and that was
Yeah.
a horrible experience,
Yeah,
looking
I
back on it.
remember those videos with the circular webcam, right, on from your phone.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was edited on Filmora, and I think
Yes.
at some point when I first made the tier list video, I took a long time to the first tier list video took a long time to edit that, and then Filmora had to export that, and
Yes.
it took 1 hour and a half. I went out with my girlfriend, and she's like, "Why is your phone looking like that?" Well, it's editing a video, and if I exit the screen, it might stop.
Right. And what about the live streams? Like I know that live streams, these things require very good internet connection and stuff like that. So will we see you streaming live, like Just Injustice to on your live streaming channel at any time?
Probably if you're gonna see it, it's gonna be on the main channel. The streaming channel is a bit abandoned at this point, but I'm not gonna make any
Mhm.
promises because I made some promises in the past and they didn't feel like it. The main
Right.
problem is I'm playing this video game and I'm making videos about this video game anywhere between 4 and 5 hours a day or something like that.
Oh.
And if you want me to stream even more than that, like to put 5 more hours in this game, bro, I'm gonna start fucking hating it. That's the
Right.
main
That's
problem
too
with
much
live
time.
streams at the moment.
Right. So, what I did, I used to, I'm not sure if this is just me or something, but when I used to, live stream on the same channel as I used to upload these long form videos, I actually saw a little bit of a dip, in my views. And I think I did some research myself, and I think that was because the click through rate went down a little bit due to live streams. So have you ever faced any issues like that, like while streaming on your main channel where you upload videos already?
The thing with live streaming on the main channel is not necessarily it's a bit of the click-through rate, but I don't think YouTube regards live
Hmm?
stream VODs the same way it regards videos as far as determining your click-through rate. But there's also the thing that people are getting a bit not necessarily burnt out, but let's say somebody has only 1 hour a day to dedicate towards watching videos and they watch one
Right.
hour of your stream. When do you want them to watch the rest of the videos you upload that day? That's all their time they're willing
Exactly.
to spend on YouTube that
Exactly.
day.
So I actually, created this new streaming channel. I've been streaming like for 1.5 hour, at the max 2 hours, and yeah, I get some decent. It's not huge, but I get like around 100 views. Views, not viewers online. At the end of the stream, I have like 100 views or 120 views. So that worked out quite well so far. Let's see if I can do that because I'm at the moment not doing anything else. I sometimes play MK1. That's a console game that's newly released. I actually tried uploading Shadow Fight 4 as well. I just wanted to try something else. So I tried Shadow Fight 4 as well on this channel. I was actually quite surprised because those videos kind of blew up because I got like 600 views on Shadow Fight 4 and around 500 views on the other two videos. I think maybe that was the reason because a lot of people do not upload Shadow Fight 4. So have you like not even thought about uploading any different phone game on this channel, or it's just dedicated for Injustice 2, right?
I did think about uploading some other games of this genre, but it's a thing like I'm not gonna upload some garbage of me just starting to play the game and not knowing what the hell I'm doing and having a
Exactly.
garbage account. I need to grind to the point where I have something to show, and I tend to get
Exactly.
bored before I grind to the point. I played, I think recently I played like MK Mobile for like 2 months.
MK Mobile is like
Bro,
the most
what?
boring game that I've played. To be honest, yeah.
Oh, not really.
It takes a long time, man. Because I actually did a new account series. I don't know if you saw those videos on MK Mobile.
Yeah. You didn't do one new account series. You did like five new account series
No,
at
no,
this
no,
point. How
two.
many?
Only
Oh,
two.
two. Oh,
Only
they
two.
then they went for a long time then.
6 months. One went for 6 months, and the other one somewhere around 4.5 months. Yeah. So that
Oh, then
happened
I think
in.
I did more new account series than you because I think I did
Yes.
three of them, but they went for a lot less. But I tend to guts, and I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna make any new account series, but I tend to gut them eventually because the views keep dropping, and I feel like that series is gonna drag the channel down.
Right. So at after some point, the views eventually get dropped down and people get bored watching the same thing again and again, right? So the thing about my new account series was that I used to give updates on a daily basis. I did this today, I did that, I got this guy, and I
Yeah,
opened
I
this
did the
chest.
same
Yeah,
thing with my series.
right. So yeah, so basically your plan is not to basically try anything new on this channel, just focus on Injustice too. Like, we have been
Yeah.
talking about this a lot before. A lot of people also give us suggestions that how exactly to make this game a little better, a little interesting. Now we all know that League Invasions was a crap, literal crap, you know.
Honestly, I
And
think I'm gonna go back to the next season of League Invasions. I think I'm gonna
right,
go hard on that and make some videos because League Invasions, after they kind of fixed the bugs and
mhm,
after they added some better
exactly.
rewards, it's actually a very good game mode. Honestly,
Right. So initially, I was talking about initially when the game, when League Invasion came in, and when basically I saw the setup, it was very confusing at first, and it was basically difficult for someone who is playing for a new player, and it was really difficult to understand what the hell is going on, right? And
yeah,
then after that, the reward system was fixed. There were a lot of things that were wrong with that thing. The people who are having more points were like the leaderboard was completely messed up. People with 0 points were on rank 1 and 2, and people with thousand more than 1,000 points were somewhere down the line. So after the fix, it was a little better. Actually, one of my viewers commented in the video that he got a beta club from League Invasion, and this guy is a complete beginner.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen people get that.
Yes.
Uh, the thing with League Invasions is look, when there's something they get wrong, I'm all down to call them out on it. But with League Invasions is something that's kind of has multiple league interactions. How are you gonna beta test that? I don't think you can. You can realistically beta test interactions with multiple
Right.
leagues before making it public, and they did fix it fast enough compared to how much they took to fix other stuff. So I tend to be a bit lenient in that regards. But at the same time, it had the
Okay.
unavoidable effect that people lost
Mhm.
interest because it was buggy as hell.
Yes.
The league that I was on at that point, I got so frustrated because we were sitting on the leaderboard at 0 points and we defeated every single opponent.
Okay.
Every single time, every single refresh, everybody was getting killed. And then at the end of the season, 0 points, demoted.
Demoted. Oh
Excuse
God.
me? Wow.
That is like
And
you
then
you
have
hmm?
the expectations of those players playing that again. Nah, bro.
Exactly, no. So
Yeah.
that's what I said. Initially this game mode was pretty much basically it was made to piss people off initially. A lot of people were pissed off, because they were not getting anywhere even after playing a lot of invasion fights. And I think that there are many things, according to me, that can be done. One of those things that I always think about is like now at this point, I think we have like 12 or 11 solo raids, And maybe at some point if we get like 15, 16 solo raids in the future, or maybe even now, it's a good time that they start giving us two solo raids at a time. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I kept saying that myself for like a year,
Mhm.
for like more than a year, just skip two stories at the same time. Because the first time I got that idea was when I played a bit of NK Mobile, and I was like, "Oh,
Yes,
those guys
two
have two
towers.
towers at the same time. Sometimes
Yes.
they have three towers at the same time. Why can't we have two solo rays, man?"
Yes, man. Because I think they have similar amount of towers in MK Mobile too, like 13 or 14 towers at the max, not more than
I
that.
don't know how many they have,
Yes.
but I'm
So
gonna
I
believe you.
yes. So I think if they introduce like three or four more solo raids in the coming days, even if they give like one solo raid a week, and if you have like two solo raids, then I think it will still work out, right?
Yeah, and the main problem right now is the game is dying and losing players permanently whenever you put up Dawn of Apocalypse because everybody hates that, or even
Yes,
Rise of Krypton. And you
exactly.
would mitigate that problem by having another soul raid at the same time, and you would mitigate that problem by giving goddamn passive stats for the entire team in Darkside soul raids. Like
Right.
that's one of the things that pisses me off so much. Why don't you do it, man?
Maybe because I think there were a few things that you mentioned before in your videos, like getting those experience capsules, the meter for those experience capsules, and there were many things that you mentioned in your videos before that you would like to see, and we got those things. So I would say that maybe if you make some videos on it in the coming days, and try to reach the community, and maybe in the future they see these videos and they maybe think about it, then maybe we may get. I still think it is possible, from my end, it's still
You're
possible to get
overrating
two
it.
solo rates.
First of all, those things
Yeah.
you're mentioning, I mentioned at least 10 times in videos,
Yeah.
and I made at least four dedicated videos for them. And throughout my, and I don't take
Mhm.
credit for that, but throughout my time on YouTube, the only two things that the community wanted, and they actually did, was the founding list for league rates and the slider for XP capsules.
Slider,
That's
yes.
absolutely all they did since I'm on YouTube.
Right.
Like you're overrating this a lot.
No, man, because I think the genuine issues that Injustice 2 players face, they have to be fixed, because I have seen some games, I actually played this game once. I don't know if you know this, but this was this new Marvel game. I don't remember the name. But this developers team was so quick. There was an bug that happened in that game, and they fixed that bug in next 30-40 minutes. They took a maintenance break from that game. They realized that there is this bug happening in the game, and they fixed it in like an hour. It was like one of those open world games for Marvel. I don't remember the
Yeah, I know. I
Marvel
played it for
Future
quite a
Fight,
while.
someone like that.
I don't remember the name, but I played it for quite a while.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
mean,
decent game,
yes,
but
and the developer team, they actually fixed that bug in 30-40 minutes, and that was I was like, dude, how good this game could be, because how good the developers could be, because if we have even one of those developers in Injustice 2, people will basically come again. All the players who left the game, it will also attract a lot of people, because if they start addressing the problems of the players, that's the only thing which I think they need to do right now. Fix the bugs, and actually address the issues that people are having. And sometimes, even when I raise a ticket on the WB games, the customer service replies that the developers are working on it. That's the difficult part. There is no way to get in touch with the developers. Have you gotten any chance to talk to the developers by any chance? Nope.
no, no,
No.
never, never.
Right.
I didn't really make the most active effort towards it, but
Hmm.
like nobody reached out to me either. My Discord was always public. There are ways to find me, okay? But
Right.
nobody tried to, didn't really make an active effort myself, and as far as I'm aware, nobody was ever able to get directly in touch with the developers
Right.
of the game. And back to your point previously, well, it depends what bug was it in that game, because we also had something in Injustice Mobile that got hot fixed in less than an hour. If you remember, that was the Gear Sword button left in the arena store that got hot
Oh,
fixed in
yes,
an
yes,
hour.
yes. And
Yeah,
yes,
they can do it if
they
they
got it
want
in
to.
1 hour. But that was the benefit of the company, not for the benefit of the viewer, for the
Yeah,
players, right? Yeah, that's the
but they
reason.
can. They
Yes, yes, they
can.
did it. Yes, that's right. What happened once? I was playing MK Mobile, and there was this very annoying bug. If you get stuck in that bug, you can't do anything in the game until the next update comes in. So I was playing this. I was opening some packs, right? So I opened a pack, and this bug showed up that pack opening failed, and the game was stuck on that bug itself. Pack opening failed. Every time I close the game, I log in into the game, I land on the same page. I did a lot of things. I contacted the customer service, and they said that the developers are working on it. And I had to wait for 2 months until I could log into my main account in MK Mobile.
Oh, that's lucky. There's people
Yes,
randomly losing their just to mobile accounts every day.
right. But yes, yes, the people basically, I don't know, maybe if they do something out of the ordinary, maybe use mods or something like that. Uh, there were some bugs, I think, in between where they banned some people for that Silver Banshee fight with Armored Supergirl, right?
Yeah, not revenge necessarily, but pretty much anything that could use puppeting as Supergirl, and I felt kind of
Yes,
guilty because I was the one who popularized it. But thankfully, we got enough public pressure in regards to that for them to unban the people who got banned in.
right. So I think, the more the community increases, I think the more the chances are that they might actually take this game a little more seriously than what they're doing right now.
Yeah, but it's not increasing, it's decreasing because
Exactly,
people are getting
exactly.
tired of the bullshit.
Right. Maybe, a lot of people have talked about this. I don't know if you know about this, but do you think one versus one live battles would work in Injustice 2? Like Shadow Fight 4? One on one live.
Yeah. I'm not a game developer, but it really depends. And the game was really not built for that kind of interaction.
Right.
An example I can give is I don't know if you're familiar with the game Kenshi. This is a
Genshin?
piece.
Genshin Impact?
No,
No?
Kenshi. Kenshi.
Oh, no, no,
It's
no.
a hardcore survival game for PC, and
Okay.
I enjoy that a lot. And then I searched online, can you play it multiplayer? Because I want to play it with my friends. And then there was somebody that was explaining in the Reddit post that you would have to pretty much remake the game from scratch in order to allow player
Oh,
versus player or player with player multiplayer.
all right. So this idea we can just throw it out of the window right now because I even I don't see this happening. But there is still something that may be done, in order to improve the game. Just forget about one versus one live player fights. But what do you think? Let's say if you get a chance to add a new game mode in the game, what do you think? A survivor mode or something else, something similar to like leagues or solo rates, something different. So what would you pick?
Yeah, honestly, I would be down from some survival game mode and like make it like it has something like 100 stages and you start from stage 1 and you can like pause it and go on with your day. You don't have to be stuck there for 5 hours,
Right.
but I would love some survival game where we have to play on and on and on and on and the enemies get stronger and stronger. I would be down for that. And you know what would be great? Are you fun with are you aware of the term roguelike?
Roguelike, yes, yes, I have heard that before.
Yeah, roguelike it's something that generally refers to an endless loop of gameplay where you keep getting buffs and modifiers. And for example, how I would
Exactly.
implement that in a tower-like game mode, a survival tower-like game mode in Just You Mobile, is you play the rounds, and after every single round, you get three choices between three buffs that you can get. And you keep getting
Right.
yourself buffed, and every single run is going to be different because the things you're going to receive are going to be different.
Yes. So this actually, the game mode you mentioned, it is there in Shadow Fight 4. In campaign, I mean, there is an end to it,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I know, I know, I know, I
yes,
know.
when it starts, it gives you like your characters can get extra buffs at the end of every fight, and then those buffs keep on stacking. Like the next fight you go in, go in with two buffs. And then the next
Yeah,
one would go in with three.
I don't think it's really endless.
No, no, it's not endless. It gets to a point where you basically finish that campaign particularly, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
general
I
idea, right?
remember that. I remember that. I played that a bit myself. I mean, none of the roguelikes are really endless
Mhm.
because eventually the game outscales you, but
Exactly. Yes. Right. So as we all know, Injustice 2 is played all around the world. So what's the most audience you get from which country is the most viewed country in your on your channel? I
um
mean,
America is the first, obviously, because
right.
it's fucking huge. America is a country, but it's more like a continent at this point.
Exactly. Even mine too. I have USA, and I got India second, and
Yeah, India second and third is like England, Russia, kind of.
right. Yes, the same thing, I guess.
It's
Right.
a
It,
huge
it is
country,
huge.
and American people tend to be a bit more into the superhero type of thing.
Right.
superhero content, the Marvel, DC
Exactly.
type of things.
Right. So, if basically, if we get to refactor a character, let's say in the game, so what would it be now? We got a refactor on Raiden, we got a refactor on Sub Zero. I mean, there are a lot of a lot of characters that can be refactored. But which one would you prefer, like Swamp Thing or some Grodd, some stupid Grodd character or something like that?
Nah, bro. I'll go for my boy Atlantean and Rocco, man.
Oh yeah,
I think
he is good
oh,
anyways, but we
either
could
that
make
or
him
Predator Batman because I like the character design on both of them a lot.
right.
Uh, they don't even need to do a full rework. If somebody had the time to make small changes for characters, you could get so many characters somewhat viable or somewhat playable. For example, you know how to make Predator Batman viable for League rates and Soul rates. Remove the
Right.
fact that his passive only works in Arena and Champions Arena, and make it work in raids and Soul rates, and give it a 3 times or 4 times cap, so he deals percentage shell damage on tag. And there you
Exactly
go.
on
You got a
Taggins.
new character that's usable, and it was simple. It was very
It
simple.
was very
Nobody
simple,
cares to
right?
do that.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just, quite surprised that they started to, rework on characters. But at the end, Raiden was good. Raiden's rework was decent, I guess.
Yeah, Raiden's good.
You know, and Sub Zero
Sub
then,
Zero, I don't feel like
yeah,
they hit the right.
right,
I'm really wondering. I'm really wondering how they test this. I'm really wondering who tests those things and who played that gameplay loop. How exactly they play them and how they went to the conclusion of, oh, that's fine, that's playable. I wonder if they like used a third special with Scorpion and then they tagged the Sub Zero clone to proc the dot damage on that. I think the most entertaining thing would be to see those people actually test those things because they have no clue for the most part how the game works.
right. And even, when we take a look at these demo gameplays that we get on Twitter and Facebook, I mean, the guy who is playing that new particular character is playing like someone who is completely new to the game.
They're getting better. They're getting a bit better
Oh,
compared to like 2 years ago. 2 years
right.
ago, they were, oh, nah, bro.
Crap.
They're getting
Right.
a bit better. They are at this point. You're average in just a mobile player.
Right. So who basically who do you think could be like one of your favorite characters in the game at this point, who you love to play with? You basically mastered that particular character, in and out. I mean, it's not like that, but when it comes to playing in the raids, arena champions, arena everywhere, who do you think is your favorite character? You would go with the very very first pip.
This is nowadays a little bit of a hard question. In the past, I would have answered when I
Hmm?
first started YouTube. I would have answered Atlantean Armor Aquaman, then Dark Sides. But now I don't know. Usually, I think Constantine. I really like Constantine lately.
Okay.
He's
So
kind of trash for the most part, unless you see with Raven. But I kind of like my boy Constantine. He feels smooth. He's got a swamping shield. All
right.
about Constantine feels nice. He's got nice swipes.
Right. So
Yeah,
Constantine, I think you mostly go with Raven, and which artifact would you like suggest using on Constantine?
Twin Blade easily.
Windblade, right? Yeah. Beta Club. Have you tried? You've tried Beta Club, right? On him, does it work quite well on Constantine?
Possibly, but like, why would I? Because Twin Blade works, and Twin Blade
Right.
doesn't get people jumping on my head for, oh, he's using Beta Club Raven again, and he wants us to be entertained. Oh, look,
Right.
I got Twin Blade, which is pretty much the same thing if I use it with Raven, but for some reason people don't complain about that.
Right. So now, since we are talking about Beta Club and doing these huge damages, what's up with this guy, Night Fury? I think this guy does some crazy, shows us some crazy gameplays, right? Uh, probably spent a lot of money on the game, I guess. And he has all sort of fancy artifacts that we basically imagine, think about having. What do you think about the guy?
I mean, I would consider. I wouldn't consider myself friends with him because it's not because I'm not what a lot of people consider friends with him, but I kind of put a lot of weight on that term. But I'm friendly with Nightwing. We talked a
Right.
bunch of time. He's a great guy. He's
Uh-huh.
kind of lacking on spending money on the game. Like, my boy, where's that gemstone gameplay? I haven't seen much gemstone gameplay on his account. But yeah, he's definitely a good player. He
Right.
is I think he's my second favorite ever raid
Mhm.
soul raids player.
Right. So who is the
Number
first?
one would be We Nightmares, if you
Oh
remember
yes,
him.
yes, yes. We
Yeah.
Nightmares. Yes, man. That guy was insane. And I also remember one more guy. This guy's name was Kratos. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah,
Kratos,
yeah, I
Kratos
remember him.
Gaming.
He was yeah, I also talked to him a bit. He was a lot into the arena type of gameplay.
Yes, exactly. I mean, his arena gameplays used to be really good, considering at that point, a lot of people were not that skilled or maybe did not have that kind of knowledge how to, play in these arena fights properly. And that time, this guy used to do use like some silver characters and defeat high threat teams in arena.
Um, yeah, do you know what's funny? Do you know what killed his channel?
Nope, not not sure exactly.
He was from Romania and he moved to Germany and he was like, "Nah, bro, with YouTube I'm making garbage money. I'm just gonna get a normal job and live a good life."
Okay, okay. So he wasn't making a lot of money. Well, that's understandable, because if you're
Well,
not
a
getting
lot of money is relative. Like, if I, let's say on an average month, I make 1K dollars, people who live in America would think I'm starving and I'm living a pretty good life in Romania.
exactly, and if you convert that 1K dollar in Indian currency, you are rich. But you're you're rich if you are getting like 80K. Now $1,000 is in India, it's like 80,000 rupees, and in 80,000
What's
rupees,
I have no idea about that, but tell me the average salary in India in
so
dollars if you can.
yeah, so let's say an average guy working
The
in
average
office,
salary.
yes, right. So I would say around 40,000, 45,000. That comes close to 500 to $600.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's basically if you're to make 1K from YouTube, it's basically double that.
double that, right? And there are places, where you can survive even in less than that. I remember a guy who used to work with me, and he used to live in some other place, and he used to say that even if you earn like 30,000 or 25,000 in my place where I live, you could really, run your life pretty smooth. No extra expenses and stuff like that. The rent was quite cheap. The houses were quite cheap, so that makes it a little easier actually. But then the other thing is that in India, you know, a lot of places are already crowded too much. So that's one thing. And sometimes when you go outside the city, the prices are so less that compared to the other countries, USA, UK, Australia, and stuff like that. So it makes it a little easy. And
Yeah.
when a lot of people think about India, they're like, all right, villages and cows and buffaloes roaming here and there. But it's not like that now. It's changed a lot. There are places in India which where you come, it's like much better than most of the places in America and in UK. So it's developing, yes, but it might take a few years to get in that level. But let's hope for the best. Yeah. So
I
what's up
mean,
with? Mhm.
it depends where exactly you're looking. Because my city in
Exactly.
Romania is pretty chill, but I've been at some point I was traveling by train, and I think I had the train switch in
Mhm.
a very small city, and boy, what I saw there was a nightmare. Was from another world. I was like, how the hell is this in Romania? How the hell is this in the same country that my city is in?
Right.
It
Sometimes, I mean,
depends really on the
mhm,
area.
exactly. It really depends on where you live. And so what's basically your future plan? I mean, you're just gonna stick on content creating, or you have a job or something like that.
I currently YouTube is currently my job, which I've been a bit neglecting in the past few months.
Hmm.
I took a little bit of a 3 month vacation with some minimal work a day, but now I don't know if you've seen in the past 2 or 3 days, but I've been posting 2 videos and one short a day, and I'm gonna try to keep it
Yes.
up like forever. But like if this flops, there's no problem. I'm just gonna go get the normal job.
Right.
That's fine. Like
Yeah. For me, it's like I'm not make I make around $200 a month. That's not a lot. But I do have a
from
job to
YouTube.
back that up. Yes, from YouTube. But I do have a job as well, from where I make pretty decent actually, for more than decent actually. I've been doing this job from like 5 years. I just do you, and the good thing about this job is that I work from home. So I do my shift, and then I straightly move on to my gaming
Hold
laptop. And
hold on a
yes,
second.
yeah.
I think there's a misunderstanding because the way you worded that, you're like, I'm working that job since I was 5 years old, and I'm
Oh
like,
no, no, no.
what?
Oh no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah,
Since 5 years.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry about that, but
I
yeah, I've
got,
been
I got it.
working.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I've been working from last 5 years, and I've been working from home since COVID. And
Yeah, that's great.
since yes, and then it gives me enough time actually to record these videos and do live streams. and I just finished my shift. Now I'm doing night shifts at the moment, so it gives me the entire day to record videos. And if I sleep like for 7 6 7 hours, it's, or maybe like, let's say 8 hours at times, weekends are off, so that's good. Yeah, it works out
Yeah,
quite well,
glad to hear that. With the amount of money I'm personally making, I'm pretty chill because I own the place. I
Mhm.
mean my I don't directly own it. My It's on my parents' name because that way I have in the future if I want to buy another house, I have access to like some
Right.
government aid for the first house you buy or that type of deal. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't pay rents.
Right. But
And
that's great, because paying rents can suck you up, because a lot of times the rents
yeah,
are too high, and the
I would be
maintenance
able
and stuff
to.
like that.
I would be fine even with rent, but I wouldn't be able to save money. And saving money is something that I've been doing for quite a
Hmm.
while. It's so weird when you start working, you have a very
Right.
goddamn different perception of money than when you didn't work. Like I remember I
Exactly.
was at a friend's house.
Hmm.
I was living there for a few days because he's in another city, and we kind of put together how much money we had to buy a little bit of
Okay.
weed, and I was like, he was like, "Ah, man,
Okay.
I'm kind of out of money. I'm gonna get some out, but I'm kind of out of money." And then I see, oh boy, you still have like 20 times that amount on your
Oh.
cards. And how are you out of money? And I was not like kind of, I wasn't
Hmm.
pushy, like I was not like withdraw more money. I was like, why do you have that mindset? And now I understand it's like now that I work for my money, I feel like I
It's
need
better
to
spent on
save a lot
something
more
good.
money.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Saving for me personally, saving is the most difficult part that I have done in my life. I just cannot keep money on my hands. Whenever I go out, I see something fancy, I just try to buy it. I'm not that rich, to be honest, but since
Like what? Give me an example. What do you see fancy
clothes,
in you? You're like, I
new
want to have
clothes,
that.
no, no, yes,
What?
clothes, mostly
Oh,
shoes. I have a lot of shoes, clothes, jackets. I love jackets, glares,
oh,
stuff like that. But that is something that happened afterwards, because previously, like when I was in college and stuff like that, those days were pretty bad, because my
same.
family wasn't that good when it comes to, or was not that, it was like a little bit below average at that time. But then when I started working, somehow I went into sales, and that gave me like, enough experience, and like having 7 8 years of experience in sales, can land you a pretty decent job. After I started making a lot of decent amount of money, and I basically find it a little difficult to save. So I basically, my savings are basically in the hands of my wife. I'm married, so she's like, "Alright, you got a salary. Send me this amount of money. I'll save it. Then you do the rest. What you have to do with the rest of the money."
Yeah,
Yeah,
the thing is, this is probably related to the fact that when you were a child, you couldn't be like, I want that jacket, I'm gonna have it. Now you're
exactly.
like, I got the money, I'm gonna buy it. A lot
Like
of the
that's
adult
exactly right.
behavior is related to childhood, not necessarily trauma, but sometimes trauma,
Mhm.
sometimes things that we were missing.
Exactly. That's what something's like, okay, some normal guy just wanted to buy something at that time. He didn't have the money, but then when he got the money, he wants to buy everything that he can see. So something like that.
I have a friend like that. He makes pretty good money. He makes more
Hmm.
money than me, but sometimes I'm borrowing him money because he runs out of money. And he's like, "Bro, I've been dirt poor when I was young, and now I literally can't control myself."
Right. So what's your future plans? To be honest, like planning to get married or something like that. I mean, I
Uh,
hope it's okay if you answer that.
yeah, no problem. I'm not looking forward to getting married because I don't. I mean, if I need the legal side of
Hmm.
the marriage, I'm probably gonna get married. But unless I need the legal side of it, I don't care, and my girlfriend doesn't care.
Okay.
We're fine.
Okay, that's great. That's great, man.
I never
So
understood why people keep getting married. No offense. Like, what do you exactly get out of it?
yeah, well, I think a lot of things, you for me at least, because I got married at the age of 26, 25, I'm sorry. And I am currently 28, so it's been 3 years. And, and the thing is that in India, especially, I don't know about the other countries, but in India, once you are like 25, 26, your parents want you to get married, get settled down, buy a house or something like that. So yeah, so that was basically the general idea, behind getting married, and it's great. It definitely is great.
My parents are kind of like that. They're like, "Oh, why don't you get married? Why don't you move together with your girlfriend?
Right.
why don't you make some kids?" Because I don't feel like it. I don't feel like that would necessarily bring me happiness. I'm happy at the point where I am right now. My girlfriend is happy at the point where we are right now. At least I think so.
Great.
Yeah, why would I change something? Why would I feel the need to
Mhm.
validate that with like a marriage?
Right. Great. Great. So that's like the cultural difference that we have, I think, because in India you have a girlfriend and you say your parents that, okay, no man, I'm happy with my girlfriend. They're like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Just get married.
Yeah,
There's
but
something like that. Yes.
it's the exact same way in Romania. I just don't care.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Okay.
It's the
Nice.
exact same mindset. I just don't care. My girlfriend doesn't either. So
Okay. Okay. No problem. All right. Enough talk about.
my parents are like, we want grandkids. I'm like, oh, unlucky.
Okay. Unlucky. Straight to the point, right?
Yeah,
Right. So yeah, I mean, it was great having you, on the video. I was looking forward to it, and before going, what would be that one tip or one advice you would like to give to the new Injustice 2 players? Like, I know that there is a whole beginners series that we have made and stuff like that. A lot of videos are being made on beginners guides and stuff like that. So what would be that one or two or three advice, whatever you can give to the new players who have just recently started playing Injustice 2?
get in the league, get Batman Underground, get Beast Boy, get Raven, get Deathstroke, and maybe then get League of Arc, and you're fine.
Great, great, short and sweet, right? Yes. So yeah, I guess, guys, so that's pretty much it for the video, and let's hope we can do something like this in the future as well. And
Yeah, sure.
yeah, I will really appreciate your time. Thank you for your time again.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah.